Hello there. I am live at 5. Let me cut my light on. I have a ring light in front of me. Awesome. I guess this one works better. So, hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Shadana Miranda, the influential petite, and I am a life coach and fashion designer. And my goal is to encourage and inspire women to live a life of passion and purpose so that they experience a sense of self-fulfillment. As I always mention, I'm currently on a journey of self-fulfillment myself, so I'm always trying to empower other women to get on that journey because it's very fulfilling. Today, I'm going to hop on to talk about how to overcome your fears. This is a topic I've touched on in the past, maybe a few years ago, but I think it's a good topic to always come back and revisit it because we all have fears. Hey there, thank you for tuning in. So we're talking about how to overcome your fears. So I want to give you 3 tips on how to do that. I really want you to start walking in your purpose. And we are about to begin a new year, 2022. So I think it's good that we start off with a fresh start. But one thing I want you to know is you can end the year strong. You don't have to wait until January to 2022 to start living out your goals or walking in your purpose. You can do that now. So 2 months is a lot of time to do that. So my first tip, is to identify your fears. You know, we have so many fears, but we have to identify the ones that are really crippling us and holding us back. And so one way to do that is through journaling. I always like to journal because sometimes we need to put our thoughts on paper. So if I have a fear that I've been something that has been holding me back, I'll write it down. So I think it's best that you write out your fear and what's been holding you back, and then just try to walk through it. Like, okay, what are some action steps that I can take to overcome this? You know, what are some goals that I want to accomplish? Write out the story. Why is this fear holding me back? Is it something that happened to me in my childhood? Is it something that happened to me at work? Is it family trauma? Like, what is? I think you should write it out. And the second thing I think you should do is speak with an advisor, like a spiritual advisor. That can be a friend, that can be a counselor. You can seek therapy. You can talk to me. I work as a life coach. Of course, my services cost, but you will be fulfilling your destiny and you will be talking to somebody. If you do decide to reach out to a friend, I would say talk to someone who's very unbiased. Sometimes we have friends that we go to for advice, but they can be very judgmental. So when you're going to someone talking about real life issues or fears that you have and that's holding you back, make sure it's someone who has a sound voice, who's going to give you their opinion, but it is maybe biblically based, or it is a good opinion that people, you know, can relate to. Hey, Megan, 2 Megans are watching. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, Miss Cat, we're talking about how you can overcome your fears. So the first tip I talked about, like identifying that fear and what it is. The second tip I just talked about, you know, speaking to a spiritual advisor, a life coach, a therapist, like seek help. And the third thing would be is to take action, right? What can you do once you've identified that? How can you take action to overcome that fear? So that could mean going to therapy on a regular basis, you know, seeking a life coach. The Bible says faith without works is dead. So if you really want to overcome something, or you really want to start walking in your purpose, you have to put forth the action to do that, right? And then I also have another Bible verse. It's Deuteronomy 31:6. God says, be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them, for it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. So someone who is a Christian and who rely on God and other spiritual advisors, people who are Christians or are Christ-like, you know, I go to them for advice. I always seek that help, and I always pray. Prayers actually does work. So if it's something that's holding you back, sometimes that's a spirit. You can ask God to release that spirit off of you. The spirit of anxiety, the spirit of fear, the spirit of depression, the spirit of poverty. Those are spirits that attacked us. So make sure you always continue to pray to ask God to release those spirits. So just a recap from what I've talked about for how to overcome your fears in life. I talked about, oh, I know, identifying those fears, journaling, writing those fears out, talking about how you can put some goals in place to overcome those fears. Two, seek spiritual advice, or talk to a counselor, a life coach, a therapist. You know, somebody could help you, somebody with some sound advice, because we were not made to do life by ourselves. Life is about community, you know, being in community with people. And then the third one is, you know, take action, right? What are you going to do? Once you've talked to like a spiritual advisor, are you going to continue seeking out that person bi-weekly? Are you going to seek out a life coach? Like, what are you going to do? What are some things that you can change on your own that can help you overcome these fears, because they've been crippling you months, years, like centuries. So you want to just let that go. And those are the 3 tips that I have for you. So if you have any comments, go ahead and leave them in the comment box below. Shoot me a DM. And just, if you want coaching, just feel free to reach out to me. My specialty is helping women who are unfulfilled, women who are stagnant, women who are ready to walk in their purpose and walk in their authority. And that's currently what I'm doing. And I want to help other women get back on that track. So thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure you share it with someone. Last week I talked about how to overcome anxiety. That's something that's good, because research shows that during the pandemic, anxiety have increased. And so that's something that you want to release the spirit of as well, anxiety. So make sure you go watch that video. If you know of a friend who's having anxiety, make sure you share it with them as well. So thank you for tuning in. I'll be back with another great video. Make sure you're following me at Influential Petite on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. It's Influential Petite or Shadana Miranda. So thank you for tuning in. I love you, and I'll be back next week with another great message. Bye-bye.